Hello and welcome to Campus Currents, where we help you navigate the tides of campus living. My name is Chloe Platt.
And my name is Caleb Stipkovits. Today we're going to be catching you up on the top Spectator stories of April so far.
Going into spring quarter, I love seeing the sun start to come out, don't you?
I sure do. But one thing that I don't like, however, is that there's not enough holidays with presents.
Well, you're in luck, Caleb, because Seattle U just got its biggest gift ever. The product of a decades-long relationship with Dick and Seattle University alumna Betty Hadreen, it was recently announced that Seattle University will be receiving the Hadreens' collection of over 200 works of art, valued at over $300 million, along with $25 million in seed money to create the Seattle University Museum of Art. Spanning from the 15th century to 2022, the works in this donation vary in form, as paintings, prints, sculptures, and photography all make up the collection. When asked about his decision to donate his art collection to Seattle U, Dick Hadreen stated, quote, "I like having the collection stay together because it says something about the collector. I don't like the idea of the art being in storage," end quote. Seattle University is looking at opening this art gallery within the next 3 to 5 years.
30-year-old American professional tennis player Danielle Collins has been the center of media attention for the past 2 months, following her recent successes and announcement of retirement. Collins cited her struggles with endometriosis and rheumatoid arthritis, along with her desire to start a family, as the reason for her retirement. Collins' retirement has stimulated discourse around women's physical issues in professional athletics and how it might differ from men's physical issues. These differences are being attended to in the wider realm of athletics. Discussing differences in hormone cycles as well as menstruation, many academics and athletes are advocating for the awareness of issues experienced by female athletes. As this narrative begins to shift, we have seen that bargaining with professional leagues has led to substantial change in pay equity, and that this sort of collective bargaining and advocacy could be beneficial for female health issues as well.
You know, Caleb, I've actually been playing some tennis myself.
Is that so? We should definitely play sometime.
Playing a match, playing with fire is not safe, Caleb.
No, like play a match as in a game.
Fire safety is anything but a game. I don't want to support your arsonistic endeavors. Frankly, expected more from you.
No, Chloe, never mind. Let's move on to news.
With the 2024-2025 school year quickly approaching, students will soon be registering for courses under a newly restricted credit system. Lowered from a 20-credit limit, the standard tuition rate for full-time students will only accommodate those registered for 12 to 18 credits. For undergraduate students double majoring, or with multiple minors, summer courses may play an increasingly important role. Designed with an intention to be accessible for students, 95% of summer courses are offered entirely virtually and come with a 40% tuition discount. The major caveat students will encounter is that institutional gift aid is not available during the summer quarter, hence the discounted price. Observing the selection, one will find that U-Course are the most common offering in the summer. Though the selection is limited, a summer wish list has also been created so that students can advocate for certain classes to be offered in the future.
The Indigenous Peoples Institute at Seattle University has recently appointed a new senior director, Jill LaPointe. LaPointe and her family have deep connections with SU. This and many other reasons are what brought her to the university. Check it out.
Good day, I'm Jill LaPointe, and my traditional name is Siskolquash. I'm from the Upper Skagit and Nooksack tribes here in Washington. The senior director for Indigenous Peoples Institute. I just started the 1st of March, the 4th of March, and I'm really excited to be here, especially in this building, which is right next to the building that was named after my grandmother by Takshablu Hilbert. I am sort of an alum from Seattle University. I completed their pastoral leadership program back in 2011 and have been a long-time friend and supporter of Seattle University. I love the values and the people and the small campus, and I'm just really excited about being here to support our Native students coming on campus and coming to school here. Here we are in the Ethnobotanical Garden of Seattle University, and we were just by the rock that says Zeif Dihulgusa Tiswafativitet. The earth is our first teacher. love this little space. It has many of our indigenous plants, and so many of them provide us with nostalgic medicine. I think it's really important to have part of the culture and the teachings of the first people of this land to be available throughout the curriculum, sort of interwoven throughout all the different curriculums across the university, different departments. And knowledge is reawakening and coming back to life in many of the curriculums. And so I really hope that we can just see that continue to grow and expand, as well as offering support to the students so that our Indigenous students, when they come here, they have a place where they feel welcome and they have a sense of belonging, because this is our space, this is our land, and we want this to feel like a safe, comfortable place for all of our people to belong.
Ramadan, the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, took place from March 10th to April 9th. Eid al-Fitr followed the day after, a celebration to signify the end of Ramadan. During the month, those observing fast from sunrise to sundown. Being a major celebratory event in the Middle East and Asia, some countries in these regions have laws and rules to accommodate those observing Ramadan. Other regions with a smaller Muslim population may have less accommodations. Particularly those observing in the U.S. and Western countries may encounter additional struggles. Despite potential disadvantages, there are organizations that work to create community among the Muslim population in Seattle. One of these is the Muslim Association of Puget Sound, who host various gatherings centered around community engagement. Navigating Ramadan in Seattle and in a Western region can present uncertain struggles for students of Muslim faith. However, the strong presence of the Muslim community in Seattle provides resources and community for many to utilize.
We sure are seeing some big changes on campus this quarter.
We sure are. I even made some new friends on campus.
Oh, good for you, Chloe. What are their names?
That's hard to say. I don't believe on imposing titles onto beings that can't speak for themselves.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought you said that you made new friends.
I did. That doesn't mean they can speak or have names, silly.
Oh, yeah, of course not.
Here, let's learn more about my new wooden pals.
These are Danish environmental artist Thomas Dambo's Northwest Trolls, all part of a series entitled Way of the Bird King. They are all part of a larger collection of more than 100 troll statues that Dambo has created all around the world. All of these troll statues were created using recycled and reclaimed materials, a tenet central to Dambo's mission as an artist. Trolls were chosen as Dambo's vehicle because of their significance in Nordic mythology and folklore. They are protectors of nature and aren't always friendly to humans who disrupt their environments. For the Northwest Trolls, Dambo consulted with local indigenous groups to best integrate values of protecting local nature with the message of his own art. Dambo's message and local sculptures have even inspired new art on campus, created by Professor Chung Pham's Winter Quarter 3D art class.
Hi, my name's Kaya. I am a second-year student here at Seattle U, and I am studying sociology. For this sculpture piece, I was in the 3D sculpture class with Professor Pham, and we took about 3 to 4 weeks and about 40 to 50 hours of work to create this masterpiece. We really didn't have much plan going into it. It was very much a day-by-day process, building up from the bottom to the top. But our original inspiration is from the trolls that are all spread around Seattle, and we wanted to emphasize like sustainable art and collecting resources that are already presented in your area. Like our professor got most of our resources from the mailroom over on campus here, and he just collected the wooden pallets, and we cut those up and drilled those together to make a piece like.
I don't know about you, Chloe, but I like seeing the trolls on campus.
Well, I don't know that it's very nice to refer to your peers that way, but sure.
Oh, no, I mean the sculptures.
Just because they sculpt things doesn't mean they deserve to be called names.
You know what? You're right. Let's move on to sports. Both Seattle U basketball teams finished their season strong in March. Women's basketball won 5 of their last 8 games, while the men's side won the Rowe College Basketball Invitational Tournament in Daytona, Florida. Women's basketball is now in a full rebuild, with 7 players, including leading scorer Maya Moore, in the transfer portal. Head coach Skylar Young will have plenty to do to create a functioning roster in the coming months, as the team already has commitment from multiple prospects. Men's basketball will also look to the future after another year of missing the NCAA tournament. It was a season with plenty of fanfare, though. Cameron Tyson became the team's all-time leader in three-pointers made, and the Red Hawks won 20 games for the 3rd straight season, the first time since 1959. Now, the program will need to retool as Tyson's eligibility expires and key pieces like Shea Riley and Alex Schumacher graduate. With redshirt sophomore transfer John Christophoulos set to return after an explosive first season and dynamic head coach Chris Victor at the helm, the future is bright for men's basketball.
On March 5th, players on the Dartmouth men's basketball team voted to become the first NCAA team to unionize, prompting differing responses from the sports world. The decision to unionize came after a February 5th ruling from the National Labor Relations Board that found that Dartmouth men's basketball players should be considered employees. Representatives from the team released a statement following the decision, saying, quote, "It's time for the age of amateurism to end," end quote. The university is currently in the process of appealing the decision. With the situation being so unprecedented, neither side has a clear advantage. Some suggest that unionization is a symptom of players feeling unheard. Others believe it is because of the current economic model in college sports that fully compensates athletes in highly profitable sports, such as basketball. With more developments to come, the only thing that's clear right now is that student athletes are going to have a new voice in the future of the NCAA.
In what were 2 top-heavy March Madness tournaments, both men's and women's number 1 overall seeds took home the respective titles. South Carolina was led by the tournament's most outstanding player, Camila Cardoso. The team won 5 of their 6 games by over 12 points and knocked off superstar Caitlin Clark's Iowa team in the championship game. In the men's tournament, UConn became the first team to win back-to-back titles since 2007. They too dominated their bracket for their 6th championship. The Huskies were led by most outstanding player Tristan Newton, defeating Purdue and National Player of the Year Zach Edey in the championship game. The star-studded finale of the women's tournament drew 18.7 million viewers, making it the most-watched women's college basketball game ever. In fact, it overperformed the men's championship game in the ratings department for the first time. This NCAA tournament has proved that women's basketball has gained mainstream attention as the sport's popularity gender gap seems to be disintegrating before our very eyes.
And that wraps up this episode of Campus Currents.
To read all the Spectator stories, check us out at seattlespectator.com.
Stay current, Red Hawks.